It's well, you're welcome to JOSC, and in this tutorial, we're going to be treating the second part of the basic music theory. For beginners just getting introduced to music, we have defined music as arrangement of sounds, and we want to look deeper into just a little of some definitions, that some terms or jargons that are being used in music, that you just have to have the basic knowledge of those things as we proceed. So you can go through the first part, that's basic music theory 1, in order to have a wider or a sound knowledge on the background of this tutorial. Okay, let's get started. So sound, what is sound? We said music is all about sound, and what can sound means to be? It is generally referred to as an auditory effect produced by a given cause. That means as I'm talking, I'm making a sound. If I'm having just to take, I'm making a sound. The sound of the piano is a sound. If I'm singing, oh, here I am, I'm still standing, I'm actually making sound. So musical sound is referred to as any tone with characteristics such as controlled pitch and timbre. In simple terms, any sound produced under the control of a performer, a singer is called, or an instrumentalist is called, a musical sound. Okay, so we have every sound must have, any musical sound must have these 4 characteristics. Okay, it must have a definite pitch. Okay, we're still going to discuss pitch later. It must have a level of loudness. It must have a timbre, and it must have a duration. It must have the time it's going to start and the time it's going to stop. Okay, so have this, every musical sound has these 4 characteristics. Okay, so now majorly we have different sounds, and there is a notation which we call musical notes, with which we use to represent musical pitch. Okay, please don't get it confused. Okay, musical note is a notation that represents a particular pitch and duration of a musical sound. Okay, so if I'm actually making a sound ho, okay, I'm actually making that sound on a particular pitch with a definite duration. That's what we call it, musical sound. So every sound produced by any musical instrument, or you as a vocalist, they are called musical notes. Okay, and majorly we have 12 of them. Okay, and pitch or can be arranged in ascending as it is increasing, okay, or as it is decreasing. So when we look at this first stage, that is the increasing pitch, and this is the lower, that is decreasing pitch. Okay, so you can actually have the first note. This can actually be on any key. We still come to key. We are dealing with notes. That's do, di, re, mi, fa, fi, and so on. So, si, la, li. I'm just trying to just pronounce it. I'm not actually singing it as a song or singing the note, because if you want to have, assuming you are taking it on key of C, that's all. That gives you your do. So the next note is actually going to be D. The next note is going to be Re. The next one Re, Mi, Fa, Fi, So, Si, La, Li, Ti. Then if you are going to the upper octave, you are going to have the last one, which has Do. So if you're going to be in the descending order, do, ti, to, la, lo, so, so, fa, sorry, mi, mo, re, ro, do. So you can actually see any sound you're going to make in music is going to, you're actually going to use these notes. Okay, any song you sing, anything you are going to do in music, you're going to make use of all these notes. So take note of them. They are 12. Okay, they are 12 in total, and we're going to be discussing them in order of flats, the sharps, and the natural notes. Okay, so like I said, now we categorize them into two: the natural, some we call it accidentals, or the unnatural notes, so to say. So the natural notes is just 7 of them out of the 12. We have 7 that are natural. Is what at least you must have heard this before. That is your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Okay, because the other one you are having is just the extension. Okay, just like we use combination of English alphabets, your A, B, C, D, and the rest. You just pick B, you pick O, you pick Y. That gives you B-O-Y. That become a boy. Okay, the same thing in music. We pick each of these notes, just combine them together to give us different songs, different pattern, melodious songs that we have around us this day. So we have 7 natural notes. Don't forget, all the notes in total, they are all 12. So 7 of them are natural notes. Okay, that means that this note maintains their value. They are not being decreased, they are not being increased in pitch. Okay, now when we talk of a flattened note, okay, whenever you have a natural note and you reduce the value in such a way that it is not up to the lower natural note, that means the natural note before it. So let's say you are having the note of re, for example, and you reduce it in such a way that it is not up to the pitch of do. Definitely we say that you flatten it. Okay, so when you flatten it, then you have a flattened note. The other way around is just if you sharpen it. Okay, but you should note this: there is no sharp for note of mi, and there is no sharp for ti. Okay, because when you actually raise mi with a semitone, you still come to tones and semitone. When you raise it by half, that is semitone, you are actually going to have another natural note. Okay, so with exception of mi and fa, we don't have sharp for that. Then the same thing with mi and ti, pardon me, we don't have sharp for that dot. And the same thing goes for flattened note for fa and do. Those harmonics, we don't have flattened note for them. Okay, so please, you can read more on that as we proceed. So that is that on musical notes. Now when we talk of musical key, many of us just get it confused. There are two different things. Notes are sound that we produce with a definite pitch and duration. Okay, but the musical key actually tells us where the note is starting from. Okay, so a quick way I can explain that is that assuming I'm singing on key of C, or I want to make a performance on key of C, for example, that means that my C is going to carry my do as the note. The key carrying do as the note. That means I'm actually making that performance on that C. Assuming I'm making it on F, okay, that means that my do is actually going to start from F. Okay, so let's just pick a song, and let's take this song by Travis Green, Made a Way. So I'm going to take it on C. So I have my first note as do. You made a way When our back were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way, and so on and so forth. So we're actually having our notes on C. Okay, so now assuming we're taking it on another key, let's say key of F, for example. Oh, so I'm going to have that F as my first note. That's Do. You made a way when our back were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over. You made a way. So you can actually see the same song, the same notes, but on different key. Okay, so a musical key is a scale or group of pitches in a musical composition. So every song has its own key, but the notes are just still the same do, re, mi, fa, sol that we are using, but where you are starting from is actually the key. Okay, so as we have 12 musical notes, also we have 12 musical keys. 12 musical notes and 12 musical keys. Okay, and these keys they are just represented by the first 7 letters of the English alphabet, that is from A to G. That's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 7 letters with their flats and their sharps. So assuming we start from key of C. Okay, we have C, then after that we have C sharp, or we can also call it D flat. Now where that comes in is because C and D, in between them we have a full step, so a half step between C and D. When you raise C by half tone, you have C sharp. When you lower D by half tone, then you have D flat. Okay, so D flat or C sharp is actually standing between C and D. Okay, so the same thing goes for D flat and E flat. When you flatten E, you have E flat. When you sharpen D, you have D sharp. Okay, so and the same goes for the remaining of the notes. But mind you, don't forget there is no sharp for E and there is no flat for F. The same thing goes for C and B. There is no sharp for B, because when you actually raise B, you have the next natural note, which is key of C. All right, let's proceed. So in this table, we actually have the musical keys and musical notes. Okay, now if you look at this first line from here to here, you can actually see that when we are starting from C, like we said, as C carries our Do, definitely the next key, we are just going to put those notes. I said we said it earlier that our key is just like a starting point. Okay, so we have the starting point, then we put our notes on the other keys just as we move up. Okay, so we have C carrying Do, then C sharp carrying D, but if you are using, it's the same thing as D flat, that's carrying more. Then we have Re for D and the like. Okay, so on any instrument or any musical instrument you are playing, okay, if you actually have your C, let me take for example, if you are going on D, definitely your key of D, once you identify your key on your instrument, your D will carry your Do, then your next notes, you know them accordingly. You can actually request for this material and we'll send it across to you. Okay, so this one is the chromatic scale, talking about all the notes, both the natural notes and the accidental. So here we have the diatonic scale, which is just a very common scale, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Okay, so you have the table here. Alright, so that means that if I'm singing or having any composition on key of C, D will carry my Re, E will carry me, F will be fa, G will be so, A is going to be la, and so forth, and so on and so forth. Okay. Alright, so we now come to definition of term. So we have tone, that's a steady periodic sound. It's characterized by a duration or a pitch. A semitone, that's just halfway. Can actually read on this. Then we have the pitch, the sharp, the flats, and this is the end of the lesson. Thanks for participating. Subscribe for more. See you next time.